Hello, welcome, bienvenidos, and shalom. Let's get into it. Today, we are making the guessing game app. Two players. I love this one. This one's super fun for me because we get to get into variables, which is a key part of computer science, key part of any type of coding language. You're going to be using variables. We're finally getting into it. Or I should say, maybe we're already getting into variables. The game itself is kind of like a little bit boring, but we're learning variables. We're going to be able to do some awesome things once we know how to use them. So let's get into it. Let's take a look at the requirements for level 2. Okay, we got a 2-player game here, so we're going to have player 1 to enter a number, and that's going to be sort of the correct number. We're going to have player 2 enter a guess, and then we're going to provide feedback declaring whether the guess was correct or not. Now, if the guess was incorrect, level 3 says add feedback that tells the player whether their guess is too high or too low. So let's think about what we're going to need. Let's see. Let's start a new project here. Guessing game. Oh, no spaces. That's right. Guessing game 2-player. Okay. And let's see. Well, that's unfortunate. Forgive me here. Oh, we got to sign into the old Google account. All right, here we go. So as I was saying, let's see. We need a couple of things here. Start a new project here. This is guessing game. Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. Projects. Cancel. Oh, projects. Oh, all right. Guessing game 2-player. All right. Here we go. All right, guessing game 2-player. All right, now we're going to need a few things, and we're actually going to use a horizontal arrangement. I know I've talked a little bit about this in class, but not in previous videos, so maybe not everyone has seen it yet. We're going to go to layout, and let's grab a horizontal arrangement one, and actually let's grab another horizontal arrangement. And then let's go to user interface, and let's provide those feedback boxes. Let's go with, I think maybe we will just need 2, but we can add a third one if we need. All right, now let's go through here. What are we going to need? We're going to need a button, which of course we're familiar with. And actually, perhaps, yeah, we'll just add one button for now. We might add a second one later. We'll add a button to this one. And then let's see, we are going to need a text box because, of course, in this one, the users are going to have to enter in their own information. So here we go. So now let's go through, let's do some labels. I always like renaming things. Let's name this one the guess button. Okay. And then let's change the text for that button. Where is it? And I think guess would be an appropriate text here as well. Guess. Okay. Then let's see. Text for label 3. Let's see. Let's rename that one to the correct number. All right. Okay. And then let's see. Let's name the text for that. Let's say enter number. Okay. Now let's see here. With our correct number, text box. Okay. Now there's some interesting stuff we can do for text boxes as well. You can put text in the text box. Like if you say enter your number, then that comes in right there. But now the annoying thing about that is that then your user has to delete that and then enter the number. So if you just go with a hint instead, that same text will pop up there, but the user won't have to erase it. So we're going to say enter the correct number. Maybe I'll capitalize that actually. Enter the correct number. And then let's see, maybe let's put a guess in for this one. Now you can't see the hint popping up here, but it'll pop up on the tablet, I believe. Here, let's put enter your guess. Okay, and maybe we'll capitalize guess too. And maybe we'll capitalize your. All right, there we go. Enter your guess. And let's see, let's actually put in one more button right here. And let's rename this one to the reset button. And I think that might just come in handy later. And then we'll change our text to reset. Okay. So now that we've got all of our buttons here, things are looking pretty good. let's actually, before we move on to our coding, let's go ahead and rename our labels. Let's label this one as correct / incorrect. And let's see if it will let me do the slash. We might not be able to do that. Correct. Okay. Yep. Correct. So we'll just change that to or, and we'll capitalize incorrect. Okay. So that's the name of the label right there. And then this one, we'll rename this one to higher or lower. Okay. So we're keeping in mind our goals here for this program. Let's look at that again. We want to allow player one to enter a number. So I believe we have that ability right here with the enter number button and text box. We want to have player two enter a guess. I believe we have that here with the guess and the text box. And then we want to provide feedback declaring whether the guess was correct or not. That we're going to do correct or incorrect. And then, of course, level 3 is add feedback that tells the player whether their guess is too high or too low. So right here, higher or lower. Now we're going to have to be, it's going to be interesting, well, when we work that out, but I guess that's your problem. So anyways, here we go with our blocks. Let's get into it here. So how is the game going to begin? I suppose the game would begin with us entering a number into our guess. So let's see. Let's do this. Let's go to horizontal arrangement, correct number, text box 2. And, oh, interesting. Okay. Perhaps, oh, I know what we need. We need the correct number button. So when correct number is guessed, we want to do something. And we want to get that from text box 2. So we're going to say text box 2.text. And I could have swore, did I rename those or maybe I didn't? Okay. Oh, I didn't. Okay, so let's rename our text boxes. Let's set the one for guess to guess text box. Okay. And then for text box 2, we will rename that to correct text box. That way we can keep everything straight. We definitely want to rename everything so that when we're looking at the blocks, everything's easier to see. Now, of course, here's the question, like, how do we tell the computer what is the correct answer, right? What is the correct number? This is where we got to hit up our variables drawer. So we're going to pull out a couple of variables here, and we're going to name this one initialize global name to, okay, and let's call this one correct, I'll use lowercase, correct number, no space, and name 2 will be guess, or will be player guess. Okay, so we have two variables. We have correct number and player guess, and it wants to initialize it to something, right? You see, I can't just leave that blank. So I'm going to go to my math drawer and I'm going to pull out those. I'll pull out a couple zeros and I'll just enter in a random number. I think 55 is the one that we've used in the past, and 0. So that looks good right there. We have a variable now that can store our correct number. It's initialized to 55, and our player guess is initialized to 0. So when correct number is clicked, now we have something we can work with, right? Now we have a place where we can store that information. So we're going to go and we're going to grab it, and we're going to set something to correct text box.text. So this is a global correct number, player guess. We're going to change that to correct number to correct text box.text. Makes sense. Okay, now let's think through. Let's check our requirements again. Okay, allow player 1 to enter a number. Good. And then they click that enter button. Have player 2 enter a guess. Okay, so let's see. So now player 2 needs to enter a guess. So let's grab our guess button. So when guess is clicked, first thing we're going to do is set our correct number variable. Let's get our correct number variable. Oops, not initialized. Let's delete that. In fact, actually, what we could just do, let's make things easy on ourselves. Let's just copy this. And, oops, we'll drag the whole thing in here. And we'll set player guess to guess text box.text. So that makes sense. All right. So All right, there we go. That's looking pretty good. We've had player 2 enter a guess. Now we need to provide feedback declaring whether the guess was correct or not. Okay. So how are we going to do this? So now we're going to need to use a conditional. So let's go into our, I believe this is in control. So let's say if then. So this is our conditional. So if something happens, then something else happens. And you know what? Actually, I'm wrong. We're going to use our if then else command right here. Is this right? Will this work? Uh, if then else. Okay, I think this will work. But the problem is we're going to need, oh, you know what? Maybe not. If then, do we have an if else? Then do result break. For each item in the list, for each number. If then, well, I wonder if this would work. Well, maybe I'll just mess with this later. You know what? I think we'll be fine here. Oh, we can add the else right there. Aha. Okay, I love it. Okay, so here we go. If, then, and else. So if, now we want to test two variables. So we're going to go to logic and we're going to pull out the green one to test for equality. So, and now notice here, give you a quick hint. Oh, there's equal and not equal in the logic drawer. Let's see, or rather in the math drawer. Can we find this? We can test as well. In fact, you know what? I think I'm going to get rid of this one and I'm going to use this one. Because this one we have equals, not equals, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. So we can have all of those right there. So let's plug that in. And let's say if, and now let's go back to our variables. And let's get this one and let's copy it and paste it. And let's say that if player guess is equal to correct number, then what are we going to do? We're going to set the text of our correct or incorrect. We're going to set that. We're going to set that text equal to whatever we want. And actually, I'm going to go to text right here. And here's just our empty string. We'll set that equal to correct or incorrect text to you win. All right. And otherwise, we're going to say, let's see, how mean should we be here? We'll copy this and paste it. And actually, then we could get rid of that. And we'll say set correct or incorrect text to sorry, you lose. And we could say something else if we want. Sorry, you lose. Okay. Try again. All right, there we go. Growth mindset, right? Now, the only thing is you can see we're kind of missing something here. Like we need an event handler to trigger this. So let's put this inside the guess button. So whenever guess is clicked, first it's going to set the player guess to whatever we typed in the text box. Then what it's going to do is check for its correctness and either alert that we win or alert that we've lost and try again. So let's go here. Let's connect to our companion and see if we can get this thing to work here. We've been having some issues with connection, so hopefully this tablet will work. I think I picked one that is able to connect. Okay, good. It is working. So let's see. Let's enter the correct number here. I'm going to go with 78. Done. Okay, and enter that number. Okay, now I'm going to enter my guess, and I'm going to go with 4. And we'll click guess, and it says, sorry, you lose. Try again. Okay, let's delete it. Now let's enter the correct one, 78, and let's make a guess. And it says you win. Hey, it worked. Okay, so not too bad. This one, I like this one. It's fun. It's not too bad. Hopefully you guys can kind of emulate this structure right here to see, like to actually give that feedback for greater than or less than. And there we go. We can keep going. So anyways, thanks for watching and good luck.